Okay, guys, good morning. We'll give a few minutes to the others to join. And we'll see if nobody joins because it's a gorgeous Saturday morning and people may be off to something else. Not as crazy as I am doing these while the sun is shining outside. I'm joking. Of course, the sun is shining outside. But I think it is as important that we dedicate our time to this because there's no better day than every day to grow, to instigate our progression in life, and to do something consistently every day that will change the way we are and who we are. So you hear the setting I'm in is not my typical setting. I am at my grandparents' place near Vicenza in the Veneto region in Italy. I'm just here for a few days. And I'm taking a chance since they actually installed Wi-Fi connection. It was not too long ago, so I hope it's going to be stable enough to take advantage of it. So today is the first webinar. Can we call it webinar or live webinar? Whatever. It's the first live meeting that I have programmed for the participants, the members of the group Not Here to Break Even, the Facebook group, the closed Facebook group Not Here to Break Even. Now, I did that for a reason. I want everybody being really comfortable of why they have joined this group and to understand from you guys, I'm talking to you who are watching this camera, why you came in the first place. What are you looking to achieve? Are you looking to become a digital marketing professional? Have you been attracted by my marketing and advertising material online? Have you signed up to my newsletter? I know that some of you have. Okay, it's much nicer like that. Or, did you find out about this group in some other way? Whatever, just tell me. And I would be glad if you guys submitted your own presentation, even if you're not willing to show up in the camera. I think that if you're really looking to, this is, by the way, again, I'll repeat it, a closed Facebook group. So I'm not going to publish these videos anywhere else. If you're in, you're in. If you're not in, you're not going to get access to it. So it's a safe space and it's a safe place. Whatever you say, whatever you project, whatever you video record about yourself is not going to be shared. So not worry at all. I'm here to bring you the comfort as well that I am a real person like you, despite the fact that you may have seen other videos of me. But hey, here I am. And so I'm thinking, right, in the next half an hour, more or less half an hour, what can I show you? Let's say people are not going to show up, which is very likely because I know that life gets in the way. And I would really like to, so my goal is really to be able to have a regular conversation, face-to-face live on a weekly basis with people who get the power of getting together and really understand what they want to achieve in life. And really understand as well what if it sounds like it's too much, at least people who understand what they want to achieve from this group. I talk in my blog, in my articles, in my messages, in my video messages about a necessary change of mindset that we'll need to go through, to be able to get, for example, from a 9-to-5 existence to a more satisfying. I'm not saying that it is not satisfying for everyone, but I know all too many people, and I am one of them, who are not satisfied with that. I am coming myself from a 9-to-5 profession. And there's nothing wrong with that. To be honest, I think that's splendid that if we could really bring our talents, our capacities, our abilities, our skills to a point where they are recognized and can be nurtured and leveraged within a bigger organization, and they can let grow, and then also we as people can be let grow and fulfill our aspirations. And we are human beings. So you guys are most probably already familiar with the pyramid of Maslow, or the Maslow pyramid of the human needs. And it starts with the basis, right? The basis is very much about Something happened. I don't know what happened, guys. I was just kicked out. But it seems like I'm online again and I'm recording. So manage participants. And let me quickly do one thing as well. Message guests. Are you guys joining? So, okay, I sent out a quick Facebook message, right, to the people who are supposed to join and who may join. But if not, guys, that's totally okay. We'll get to another chance of catching up. So, what I was I talking about? I was talking about the Maslow pyramid of human needs. So, guys, the need, higher up we go. I was saying the higher up we go into the pyramid, the more spiritual our needs become. So in this case, particularly, it's less about fulfilling our physical needs, physiological needs, and much more about fulfilling our spiritual ones. So the need of being recognized, the need of being rewarded, the need of feeling financially satisfied, you know, the feeling of really putting our skills, our abilities to the service of a wider community, the world. So being happy about ourselves, happiness, the concept which is fundamentally used and abused, I would have to say, in today's literature, especially coaching literature, but it has a very true sense of rooting in the human nature. Happiness can be defined in many ways. But the way I am approaching these in the messages I'm getting to you is that happiness is not something that rains down on us. At least not the majority of us. Some do, lucky them. But the majority of us need to fight for our happiness, to get there. And to get there means different things. So the other part of my messages, which is not just on the coaching side and not just on the mindset shifting side, is on how to achieve that level of happiness, doing something every day that fulfills you. So starting from where you are in your life, if you're not happy, for example, about your 9-to-5 existing, your 9-to-5 job, if you feel like, you know, you've come to a point where you would like to do something completely different, where you would like to start doing something for yourself, then I'm proposing digital opportunities. And you know, you guys who are following me know that I endorse personally and I am an affiliate for the SFM, Six Figure Mentors. And I hope that those of you who are there, who are following me, have already registered to be part of that program through my newsletter. So name me as your referral. All you need to do is literally just to go onto one of my messages, click on one of the links and follow the steps. There is absolutely no commitment, guys. I know there was also quite some skepticism, right? So I'm here and I want to start establishing these weekly calls, these weekly live meetings, and maybe they're not going to be on Zoom anymore. Maybe next time it's really going to be an open chat on Facebook Live so that everybody can answer or ask questions. So interact freely. So skepticism, right? Skepticism is something that we all experience when we see something that, to us, it's simply put, too good to be true. So a message like, you guys, click on this link, pay this $10, and you'll become rich in 3 weeks. Does that sound too good to be true? It does to me. Of course, you'd be skeptical. Of course, I would be skeptical if I heard a message like this. This is not the message, though, that I give you here. This is definitely not the message that me and the SFM community give out, because we are not about getting rich quick. Honestly, it can happen, right? Like with everything else, if you put a good dose of effort, you partner with the right people, you do everything right, the bigger karma of things will most probably, I'm a firm believer, by the way, of what I'm saying. There is a big scheme of things, and if you play it right, without going too much into the details, but just to the right level of detail of who you are, your skills, your belief, then all the pieces of the puzzle will get together. But it's up to us to take the first step. So if you are doing this, people can become, of course, also rich depending on their effort. Guys, I mean, there's no secret, right? The harder you work on something and the bigger the benefits. Not always the case, but let's presume that you're doing everything right. So working smart on top of working hard. If you do that every single minute of your day and you deprive yourself of any free time, for example, then of course you probably have a much higher chances, of becoming rich, if that's your definition of success, of happiness. So the financial aspect, right? But in general, we all recognize that we are human beings. And to some people, like you probably have seen my interview with Dan Holloway. They interviewed me, I interviewed him as well. And Dan is a rare but not surprising case of success in SFM. He started about 6-9 months ago, and he's honestly well into his financial freedom way. And he started that, he admitted it, and I admitted as well for myself. He started his journey with SFM with the primary goal of becoming financially independent. Where was he coming from with that? 30 years old. He was working in a corporate job. He was quite successful at that. He was working in a sales environment, in a corporate environment. He was earning good money. And then all of a sudden he realized that, yeah, okay, good. He played it well and he got his bonus. The next year, the bonus would have been bigger. He felt something missing. And then he said, okay, good. I'm going to change for a job that pays me more. In 1 year, he was at the same situation. He was still making good money, good bonuses. He was performing well, and he was financially rewarded. But he did not feel satisfied. Why? I guess it's different for all of us, but we all, as human beings, have a common theme. We are not satisfied. We cannot only be satisfied by our financial, right, income, financial success. That is, it really depends on what we get in return. If you need to work 7 days a week to get to a pretty decent financial level so that you don't have time for yourself, you don't have time for your family, you don't have time for those you love, you don't have time to do anything else, at the end of the day, project it also in your mind, project it in the future. Where are you going to be if you keep doing that? By the way, I'm not even getting into the aspect of health, because how healthy can it be to live a life like that? You know, and I've seen many. I'm coming myself from a corporate world. The vice presidents, of course, they get a lot of money, you know, pretty decently in terms of salary, but their lifestyle, is their lifestyle a great lifestyle? I mean, they're spending probably most of the time in airports and in hotels and in meetings and on airplanes than with their families. This is not where I want to be. This is not what Dan wants to be. That's why he quit his job. Now getting back to Dan, he literally quit his job. Of course, he's by himself, meaning that he has no family, he has no kids. I have a family, I have 2 kids. You guys, some of you will have family, will have kids, some others won't. But the example is really fitting, because he could dedicate so far much of his free time, and he must have a lot of free time, so to speak, because he quit his job to concentrate totally on the creation of his digital business and digital success. So he's reaping the benefits. I am acting towards the same goals. Will I reach the same goals in the same time frame? Most probably not, guys, because I am not dedicated. I am willing to recognize that I'm dedicating time to other things. So I am not willing to sacrifice my life with my family. I admit it. So you need to be able to assess yourself. What are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to sacrifice those nights out? So for example, let's say that you are an early bird. Now you go to bed and, but not a night owl. I don't know. How are they used in the US? Because I think I mutated them from UK, from the British English. Anyway, this is what I'm experiencing. Like, let's presume that you are one of these people going to bed at very early, like 8 p.m. Right? So you wake up at 6 a.m. in the morning. You have your breakfast. You have your shower. Maybe you manage to squeeze in some fitness. But with that timing, I don't think it's very much doable if you're working a 9-to-5 job. Then, okay, you go to work, you do that, you know, then you end your job, let's say at 5, 6, you get out of the office, you get to your place, you get to a nice relaxing evening in front of the TV, and you know, you cook your dinner, you eat your dinner, and then 9, 10, you are in bed because you're tired and you have the next day, you have another day, full day at work. How does that sound? Does that sound first nice? Does that sound enticing? Does that sound like you're really using your life to the best of your opportunities? And fourth, and this is the question that you need to definitely answer yourself, is does that sound like a day that you typically live? I'll give you some seconds here and a bit of pause for reflection. Again, nothing wrong in that. Nothing wrong if you believe that all you made is in life is you know, live a day like that and spend your day around your job. But if like me, if like Dan, if like I am assuming most of the people who are here joining this group, you are not one of these people, then honestly speaking, you know that you're missing something. And if you can define yourself as restless, I know that I can define myself as such, always looking for something, never really understanding what that something really is, it's probably because this something is already within you and you need to take it out. So there's no looking for it outside of ourselves, guys. We can really take it up from ourselves. What is it? Personal satisfaction, time to grow. I'm sorry. Of course, financial freedom. All these can be achieved. Am I saying that SFM and digital is the only way to achieve it? No, I am not. But I'm saying that it's sure as hell one of the most efficient ways of reaching it, because you can do it from anywhere, because the financial investments needed to do that are really, really low, because you can have access to a community like the SFM one, which is an exceptional community. I mean, guys, I am sharing these and I'm sharing most of my resources for free, not asking anything in return. And the majority, and you will see that the majority of the other, at least those who are really successful like Dan, are doing the same. They're sharing their knowledge, they're sharing their passion, they're sharing their brain power, they're even sharing their resources because they put time, effort, and money, guys, into the creation of whatever documents you see out there that they present. And most often, they also offer you a, that's my son, by the way, sorry, but real life, right? Most often, they present you with some ways of doing things that has worked for them. So they're really giving you their system, and their system works, because if it has worked for them, why could it not work for you, right? Reality is, we know there is not every lottery ticket is a winner. We know that. But do you have a chance at winning if you don't play at all? And do you have a chance of winning if you play those lotteries where there's a historically very low probability of winning? I can tell you that I could equate personally, but it's much different, because lottery, everything is left to chance. With SFM, you don't only buy a ticket, right? You really get into a mood of creating the fortune yourself. So in a way, you are the ticket. You are investing in yourself to become a winning ticket. But sure as hell, this is the promise of SFM, which is great. The more you invest in yourself, and the more you increase the probability. So why do we keep preaching? Why do you hear me preaching a lot about consistently taking value-added actions every day? Not just any kind of action, but value-added actions every single day. Because of the value of compounding. You are familiar with that from the financial world. You know, when you put a lump sum, even a small one, in a bank account, and there is an interest, a compounded interest. If you leave that sum there, after a few years, that sum will have increased exponentially due to the compounding effect. That's the same here. Even a step, you know, even a journey to the moon or to the top of the Everest mountain starts with the first step. Every step you take will take you closer. So what if you feel frustrated that after 2 steps, there are still probably thousands or a billion of other steps you need to take? If you never take those steps, you'll never get there, right? But you have the safety, the insurance that if you keep taking those steps, maybe the next day you take 2, maybe the next day you take 3, you take 3, that'll be exponentially big. I also know this, that in the world of digital marketing, all effects that you're reaping are exponential, meaning that you are not the sum of, so the result, which is the sum of your efforts, 1 plus 1 is not just 2. Eventually, it'll be much more because of its compounded effect. Those are all due to the way we human beings, so the so-called pipeline effect. You go Google it, and we can talk about the pipeline effect another time. But this is also one of the things, right? Coming onto the SFM and partnering with me, you will start talking digital marketing like this. And if that's something that you like, well, fantastic. We can talk about it, create a mastermind group, and you know what? We can be the shoulder for the success of the other people, right? So the pipeline effect, think about the pipeline effect as you'd expect a linearity between the moment something enters the pipe and, you know, there's a lead time, let's say 3 weeks, and something coming out. The reality is that sometimes, majority of the time, especially in marketing and in digital marketing, the so-called pipeline, so let's imagine that my finger here is the pipeline, your effort is here, it doesn't really get out. There is no way of predicting exactly the lead time, but it's here somewhere. So then the day after you add something else, nothing out. The day, something else, nothing out, nothing out. You keep adding. There is no promise, as in real life, as to when exactly it will happen, but one of the most famous effects is the pipeline effect. And that's where you will start all of a sudden. That's why many people say, all of a sudden I started. Why do you think that is? That's exactly because of the pipeline effect. All of a sudden, you will see your efforts coming out of the pipe in a sort of, you know, rifle style, automatic rifle style, and you will start reaping the benefit. And that's because you would have built on those successes, on those outcomes with your hard work. Now, I keep talking about it. Let me check. And because people may have had, starts within an hour. Today at 10. Well, today at 10. Yeah, I think there's something. Okay. I'm gonna start it. We'll stay on, guys. Minutes or so. Okay, so back to us. So this is what I want to create, right? A space where you can ask your questions, a space where you can interact with me directly, a space, and it does not need to be every time the same space, also because those who are realizing the power of getting together for a goal realize two things. First of all, the importance of having a clear goal. So why do you join a group? You have a goal in mind, and your goal, it's better, you know, you'd better have the same goal as everybody else. I think somebody, maybe Nadine, is going to join soon. But on the other side, you don't want to have two categories of people or two groups, two different groups in the same event or in the same, you know, meeting. Let me close the door, guys, because I know that there's many echoes here, but I need to close the door just quickly. So, all right. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, never mix two messages. Don't mix two messages. If you do, you risk losing both, because one of the, if you having one message that fits everybody, that's not going to go in the direction you want it, because people are not going to be receptive. Then people may start understanding, okay, but then this group is not for me, and the others will say the same. So you lose both. No, I want to create group. So let's start with this closed Facebook group. Let's use these as our main platform of interaction for all those who are my followers, who are approaching the world of digital marketing, who have come into contact maybe with some of my marketing material and want to start developing their own digital business. Now, I want to show you something. How do I share the screen here? I think there must be a way of doing it. I've seen people doing it. Preferences, stop video, share screen. Oh yeah, share screen. Whiteboard. Desktop. That's okay. Ha ha ha. Hot property of the week, not it. Yeah, you see, I like food, guys. So, let me get in. And not just that. Oh, what am I doing? Okay. You know, these are two of the instruments. And now here's the third one. If it lets me, I don't really like the way, I probably need to do like that. Okay, guys, if it comes up, notyetobreakeven.com, that's where some of you, or many of you, potentially, I hope so, would have found out about me. Unfortunately, the Wi-Fi doesn't seem to be powerful enough. But this is my blog, right? This is my blog, or at least this is my, there should be a video of me here if it ever loads up. Yeah, here I am. You know who I am, apply today, start now, the free 7-day video series. So if you have not done so, you know, what will happen, what you've seen happening, and I'll pause it here because, you know, I am a nice guy, but I don't like to hear me or watch me. I don't know if it's common for you guys. And by any means, guys, if somebody else joins in the meantime, yeah, so you see, this is what happens pretty much. The way it works, the way SFM teaches things, and the way I would like to help you out doing stuff, guys, is creating your digital business by teaching you how to create your own main engine. So this will be your main engine. This is me, notyetobreakeven.com. You know, I publish regularly here. This is for my own marketing. I know that there's SFM also has a very powerful platform. It's called Digital Bloggers. You know, it's all optimized for SERP, SEO, and stuff like that. And we can talk about that one other time. But I just decided I wanted to have my own brand. So the concept is the marketing funnel. The marketing funnel concept is quite simple. So for all those of you who have never heard of the expression, I won't go into the marketing aspect because marketing can mean many things. But marketing, in the way we're using it in this context, would mean pretty much attracting people. So offering value to people so that they resonate with your message, and offering something of value to them so that they take an action based on your message. You know, some people just call that ad, and it's not just about that. Of course, in the digital marketing space, what we do is we are very much relying on the use of advertising material. So, you know, those nice ads that pop up on Google, on many other sites. And when all of a sudden you see something, a message that resonates with you, and you click on it, and something tells you that there is a solution to your problems, because at that time you're going through a certain moment of your life, then you are more receptive to some messages than to the others. So even, and that's demonstrated, you're not going to respond the same way to the same advertisement. So let's say, for example, that some of you have found out about my site on an advertising on Google or on Facebook. I mostly advertise on Facebook, by the way. So this is going to be also one of the topics we can talk about: where to advertise most, where is it more convenient, how to create your target market or your target audience, how to define it, and how to refine it, because it's also essential. Well, let's say you've seen one of my adverts on Facebook, and you didn't really pay attention to it. You read it, but it was not really resonating. Maybe in a week's time you see it again because you're in a particular state of mind, one particular day, and actually you resonate with it and you click on it. And that's how you end up being here. So what's a digital marketing funnel, or a digital or marketing funnel? Marketing funnel is exactly what I described so far is the first step of the marketing funnel. So you can go here, for example. I hope I have it. This is my site. I should have posted an article. I should probably also post. I need to work on the creation of some material that you can. Yes. Okay. Good. You know how to set up your own marketing funnel quickly and easily. But this is pretty much how a marketing funnel looks. So leads, opportunities, conversions. All that I teach here and all that everything that SFM teaches is about creating your own marketing funnel. Well, so first of all, why do you need to be taught about a funnel, a marketing funnel? Well, because we're not all marketers. Actually, the majority of us are not. I have read a very good book, guys, that I really advise you to read from David Pink, and it's called Sell is Human. And it says pretty much how we are all having personally our biases towards commercial practices, like we don't like to be sold, and it's human in nature, but how normally we human beings all the same are actually doing it every day of our life, even without realizing it, right? So we can all do that. So if you think that you're not for it, that is, oh, no, selling, it's not something for me, there's also another advantage to it. If you are creating your own digital marketing funnel, you don't need to go out there and show your face, right? If you don't like to knock on the door of people, you can create videos, you can create articles, and it works. Will it work as effectively as video creation? You see people going off around me, but that's okay. It's not my place, so you guys cope with that, please. No, right? There's not going to be as effective. Hello, that's my auntie. So, all right. So I was talking about the marketing funnel. So the marketing funnel can consist of many things, right? One of these things is the channel that you are using. So what channel will you be using to attract your audience? So first of all, you need to know what audience you're going to be attracting. Do you know what an audience is? Do you know what your audience is? Do you know what audience you would like to attract? Probably not. If you're just starting, I know that these are the first fundamental questions that people ask. We can talk about that. So in turn, what you want to do is attract your audience so that they become your leads. Look at the screen here, your leads. Leads means that somebody in your target audience resonated with your message, clicked on the message, and typically what you do when you have people click on your ads is actually bringing them onto your landing page or your lead magnet. So do you remember the screen that I showed you before just here? 47 days, what's that? If not one of my lead magnets, that's a lead magnet. That's where I attract people to go click, give something. That means their name and email address and the right to give them to send them regular messages in return of something else. In this case, there was the free 7-day video series, which is honestly exceptional in itself, guys. Everything that I'm telling you now, it's actually something that you can find in those videos, right? So sorry guys, Nadia, sorry, I need it open, thank you. Yeah, unfortunately that's very hot, guys. And if that's closed, if the windows are closed, you won't be able to see me. That's the way it is. So the other thing is when you guys, for example, are becoming leads, when you became leads, you exchanged your email address and name in return for the access to free 7-day video series, right? In turn, these has given me the right to send you messages to reach you out in several ways, especially via emails. And that's why I use my autoresponder here. I use Aweber and, I have one unsubscribe. It's okay. It's, you see, the goal ultimately is to have your leads turn into opportunities and turn into conversions. So practically speaking, you want to offer value. You want to keep offering value to people so that they take action on one of your offers and you can actually get paid for it. How can you get paid for it? Well, this is exactly what SFM is doing. SFM is giving you the chance of becoming an affiliate. That means that you promote educational material. For in this case, SFM is all about providing education and membership to a fantastic community. And, when I promote that to you guys and you take action based on that, you don't pay anything extra, but I get a commission on that. And the cool thing is that the moment you're becoming part of that, you can start earning the same. You have the same earning potential that I have, even without you having been around for months or years. So this is the marketing funnel concept, right? Now, this is the dashboard of the SFM. You can see Steve is my referral. If you have signed up, you will have mine. I want to also say one thing, guys, that if you go here and click on create your free account, by the way, you see it's totally secure. So you don't have any doubt. It is 100% secure. And you can recognize that I sent you there because at the end of the pages, you will always see brought to you by, right? So that's how you are also linked. When you will become a referrer yourself, you will have your name under that. In this case, guys, I'm talking about taking, where is it? Oh yeah, creating your free account, 3 days, 30 days free test drive. So for the free 30 days test drive, you will have access to everything here. And everything, I know it's quite disconcerting. So what I'm proposing is that you look into it, you decide whether or not creating a digital business for you is something good. I know it is good for me. And I know if you like to work from wherever you want, if you want to spend your day to the best of your possibilities to start creating a passive income, guys, I don't know any better way. If you do, let me know. Of course, you could decide that you want to become a trader, a broker, you want to invest in stock, in options. But if you have done it in the past, you know that you cannot simply take a sum of money, invest, and leave it there, because you will lose it. If you don't do anything there, you will lose it. Here, what I'm saying is that you can reap rewards, financial ones, from actions that you took months before, even years before, and they keep coming. Do you remember the pipeline effect I talked about? So, and how much time and what kind of resources would you need to become effective as a trader, as a broker? Many. Because there's many people out there, because the opportunities are there, but because it's more risky. This is not an investment in capital. This is an investment in yourself. Being part of this community means becoming part of a real world community of people who are helping each other out. This is so DEA written everywhere. So Digital Experts Academy, and let me go somewhere else. Oh yeah, the getting started one. You will probably you will for sure get started with this. You will have all your modules, and it's fantastic because these guides you through every step you will need to take, and these will probably take you the first 3 to 4 weeks, right? Selling online, advertising, websites, list building, providing value. It's all great. Then the blogging material, digital business lounge, simple lead capture. By the way, if you also if you create your free account here, you will have access to premium resources like simple lead capture, which is a very easy, cool way of creating your own lead magnets with cool graphics totally for free, which is not to discard, since you cannot just simply use images from Google. You most of the time need to have royalty-free images that you need to pay for, right? In this case, this is included. And the Digital Business Lounge, which is rapidly click in there. It's a collection of great material, great training material, and to set up also your own technical aspects with your sites in WordPress or whatnot. It's anyway very, very easy to use. Another part that I use consistently is, but I don't go in there from here. Oh yeah, well, you can go in there. For example, the training curriculum. It's also very good. You can see for yourself intermediate curriculum, advanced curriculum, wake-up call curriculum, digital skills platform course offering. This is all great, but this is where you need to get started with your essential curriculum, right? So getting back here, you see I am elite. So here you have the elite curriculum. Let me click on that. I am elite plus. You have all the events that are related to that. There are exclusive webinars that you will get access to immediately the moment you become part of this family, because it is a family. And you check the calendar and see when they are. You can also access the recordings. You are on the hot seat. So the next ones are going to be in August, the 1st and 8th of August. There's going to be events, look for more, until the 30th of September, but there's plenty of other events. So now this is month. I want to see the month. Right. There's plenty of such events. There's also events related to how you can set up your ads on Facebook or on YouTube or on Google or on other platforms. There's even events where you are told, when you're explained by professionals, when you're taught fantastic marketing techniques, the so-called stealth marketing techniques. So all in all, guys, this is, you have everything here. I know it's not easy at first to navigate it because there's so much compressed, so much summarized in here. But I can tell you this, he's one of the best, honestly, the best place I have seen so far where all of these resources, technical, mindset change, coaching, masterminding, and marketing are comprised, all in the same place. And the possibilities that, oh, how can I join? Let me see. There is a link. Maybe I did it wrong, guys, this time. This guy is asking me to join. Probably I was not clear then. There is a Zoom link in the invite. There should be at least. Let me go there, guys. 1 second. I sent it. This is also something that we all learn. We all keep learning about how to use different tools. And I don't use Zoom very often. I like to use Facebook Live, but we need to start using it more. So. Right, so there should be somebody else joining. So all in all, I was saying, this is a great place to start. This is a great place that you can also grow. So this is not just, this is a one-stop shop in terms of material. This is not a one-stop shop in the sense that you're left by yourself, because you could as well then go on YouTube, but it's not the same thing. This is real people, real entrepreneurs as well behind that. If you've seen the videos by now, the 7 days videos, I don't know what else to say to convince you. You know, it's something that you will need to work on, and it's something that will require, it's not a get-rich-quick scheme, right? I hope that we clarified that. It's something that will require you to really invest in yourself. It's something that will require you to spend time in it. Like when you went to the university, or if you didn't, when you went to school, if you want to do good, you need to study. You need to put in your effort. You know, and by the way, there was a very interesting article. Now it just pops up to my mind. It's a stream of consciousness kind of thing. Don't believe all those that are telling you, oh, you know, the most successful entrepreneurs, they are college dropouts. They didn't finish their study. I know. It's not because it's not true for some. You need to invest in yourself to become good. And you need to become good before you become great, right? So it's not just because you don't go study. So it's the message you need to take out of that is not that you need to drop out of college. Rather is that you need to do something seriously. My teaching from that is Mark Zuckerberg and the others, right? Well, let's say Steve Jobs. Okay, Steve Jobs is a college dropout. He invested tremendously in himself and in his idea. He was great in making it successful. He could have also not been successful. He was successful. And I guess that part of that success is also due to his resilience, right? He was very resilient. So success is not built overnight. Success is built over time. And how much time will depend on you. So if you are really keen on developing yourself, developing a business, a digital business that can bring you financial satisfaction, that can enable you to take your time back and your life back, this is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about creating a digital business and lifestyle you love. Because if living a life, if you today are living a life you don't like, if you don't like yourself for it, then probably you are not living your life. So after a while, you start wondering, what kind of life is that? I don't have an answer to it, but my answer actually is do something about it. Actually, I do have the answer. It's really do something about it. You cannot just let yourself live without knowing where you're going. You need to start taking the steer in your hand, the steering wheel in your hand, and drive and steer the wheel in the direction of where you want to go. There's one of the great quotes from Lao Tzu or Lao Tse, or God knows how many other ways the name is spelled, but Lao Tzu, I'll use this spelling, is one of the most influential, most famous, probably the most famous character in the traditional Chinese cultural history, right? Lao Tzu is credited for many things. Lao Tzu is even credited for influencing the Christian thinking and the Western world way of thinking still today. And if you see some of his books, if you see some of his quotes, you probably won't have difficulties in believing that. But the quote I'm referring to here is a very specific one. And it is that if you don't change direction, most probably you will end up in where it is that you are going now. How true is that? How rich of wisdom is that? And all we teach here, all I'm telling you guys is exactly based on this concept. Take an action. If you're realizing that your life is going in a direction where in 10 years from today, guys, you're looking back, if you're not happy now, and if you're not doing anything about it, in 10 years, you won't be happier. Because happiness does not just happen. You need to create it. And it is not that difficult to create if you know what makes you happy, what makes you unhappy, so that you can avoid it. So for example, I know that working 9 to 5 in an office makes me unhappy. So I'm creating the opportunity for me not having to work 9 to 5, not having to work from a specific office. Today I'm recording from my grandparents' place. And yeah, there might be a few people going back, but it's an informal place. Of course, I can find more formal places in other circumstances. But I also know what I like. So I like this level of freedom. I like the fact that I can create a passive income. I like the fact that I am not working, I'm not doing this as a work so that I can provide for the big fat bonuses of those above me in a hierarchical status, because those who work in a 9 to 5 environment know all too well that if you make your boss happy, they shine, they get their own bonuses, then you get your share. Is that fair? Is that equal? That probably has nothing to do with equity. That has to do with how the way the world works in certain respects. Right. We're coming to the end of it. I know actually I'm 5 minutes over. Some of you were bound to join, didn't join, probably my fault as well, guys. Sorry for not having been clear on where to find the link. I don't particularly like the Facebook events feature, but I promise that I will make a better job at making the links more visible, right? So in this case, I need to add, what do I want to add? Oh, one more thing, of course. You know, all these subscribers, messages, this is my draft, legacy follow-up series. This is a part of the bread and butter of the things that we do as digital marketers. So why not talk about that? There's also a lot of skepticism around these. You know, in these conversations, I'm going to talk to you about that, about these fundamentals. And I'm going to walk you through some of the things that I am personally doing. For example, I am maintaining my own site. I decided to use WordPress because honestly, I think it's just because I'm fond of it. I've been using WordPress in the past for other personal projects, not related to any business related activity. And then I said, well, why not? I like it. It's very flexible. It's one of the most used worldwide. I might as well use it, you know? So if all these seems to be like something that you share, the commitment to yourself, the will to discover a world of opportunities, creating your own digital online business, you've come to the right place. Let's keep talking. There's nothing you need to pay for, guys. I'm not here asking for your credit card. Of course, I had myself to pay for some of the tuition, so I'm going to share some of that. If you want to become an affiliate marketer, you will need to become a partner at SFM. I would like you to do that using one of my links, of course, because that's why we are becoming affiliate marketers. But I'm also here to tell you, creating a strong sense of community is probably the greatest asset of becoming an SFM member. So let me show you how you can start building on that and answering some of the questions. You know, let me see if somebody's pinging me. No? Okay. So I will post this video here as soon as I've done recording it on Zoom. And please, if you have any question, don't hesitate to ask them. Any comment, please share. I am going to also send out a regular event on still at the same time, but tell me if guys, so it's going to be Saturdays at 10 a.m. Central European time, but that's because I am based in Europe, in Central Europe, so I can be flexible, but if you don't let me know, we will never select the best time, right? With that said, guys, I wish you all the best. Please get back to me. Let me know if this was useful, because we can really make it useful. And I would really like to start creating a weekly rhythm for this group to get together so that I can help you achieve your goals. And you can become also people who help the other members of this group achieving their goals. How does it sound? Does it sound like a fair offer? So if it does, join. Send me your messages, send me your comments, appreciations, likes, hearts, or tell me, boo, no, I didn't like. Ask me the questions, guys. So let's engage, because digital does not mean that we're not human beings. We are human beings. Digital is just a means to reach other human beings, okay? All the best, guys. I wish you a very nice start of your weekend, and I will see you there.